Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. This is my third video today because I keep finding things that are exciting me about the crypto markets and what is going to happen for we XRP holders. Today, this article, I went running and I found this article right before I went running, and a lot of times it seems like when I go running, that's when my mind really goes to work about how to explain something like this in the exciting way that it should be explained. For those of you that don't know, there's a guy named Ron Neuner, and I believe I said that name the exact way that I saw one of the people on CNBC say his name. So I don't know if they butchered it. Well, if they butchered it, I'm now butchering it. But they said Ron Neuner was his name. He does the show called CNBC called Crypto Trader on CNBC. He also is the CEO of a crypto investment firm called On-Chain Capital. And this article that you're looking at, one other thing I wanted to mention about him, he does nothing on this show except travel the world, going to blockchain conferences and talking to the movers and shakers in blockchain. And it's important to know that, because in this article, he came out and he said that he believes that, quote, that the Bitcoin price is about to explode. And what he was citing was the bullish, but he was talking about how he believes that the SEC is about to approve the Bitcoin ETF. But what he referenced in this was about a year ago. For those of you that were around in December when everything exploded, some people don't realize the reason it exploded and what happened. And what he said in this article, he said last year around this time, Bitcoin went from 66.91 on November 11th to 20,000 on December 17th. And that was in 5 weeks. And the reason that Bitcoin went up during that time so much, what triggered it was that the futures had been announced, that they were that Bitcoin futures were going to be okay. What he's saying in here is he's making the point that Bitcoin made that jump last December on the announcement of Bitcoin futures, where there is no actual investment in Bitcoin physically. But what he's saying is that when the SEC approves a Bitcoin ETF, what we're talking about then is money going physically. That's an announcement that money is going to begin physically going into an ETF that physically goes into Bitcoin. And for that reason, he's saying this is 10 times bigger than the approval of futures. And he said that is going to cause it to explode. Well, I wanted to go back and just kind of show you what I'm talking about. Bitcoin is gaining ground after futures trading gets approval from U.S. regulators. Here's the chart. This is what happened with Bitcoin. And that approval, when it happened, it's at the beginning of December, it started to go. And it topped out at around 20,000 at around December 17th. Well, look what happened to our favorite digital asset right after that. That was the spark that started to get everything going. And look where our favorite digital asset went and landed at around January the 4th. And so I say all of this to say to you that in the crypto market, and I've been through, I want to say 4 to 6 of these things. It's always, it's never any one thing that's necessarily related to all of the individual cryptocurrencies or digital assets that causes everything to go off. It's usually something having to do with digital assets, either one specific one or something. But the news that sparks these crazy runs is it always comes out of nowhere, and it's usually preceded by the same kind of awful negative sentiment that we've seen lately, and the anger and all the nastiness on Twitter and all the things I've been talking about. But to me, this is the stuff that is interesting to look at. And I wanted to go over one more thing that he said in his article, so that just to show you, it's kind of funny what he said in here. He said, I just bought Bitcoin for my parents. It's obvious that it's about to explode. These are tweets he said back on October the 7th. And I already read this one to you. But we live in extremely exciting times, and what he's saying is 100% right. And I've said it before. If you're in the top 10 to 15 digital assets that are real companies with legitimate that are legitimate digital assets that do something, or in Bitcoin's case, you have a tremendous first mover advantage in the space, you're going to take this ride at least in the midterm to long midterm. You're going to take this ride, and it's going to be a wild ride. And so these are exciting times we're in. And so get ready and just be relaxed. And if you haven't finished accumulating what you're going to accumulate, go ahead and do it. I am the digital asset investor. I am not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. And if you haven't done it yet, you need to secure your digital assets. Go get the Ledger Nano S. It's in the description of every one of my videos. Get it. Do it now. Thank you for listening.